Good morning, and it is time to rise and shine. My name is Haley Jacob, and I am your host for the Rise and Shine podcast. Happy Monday, everybody. I hope that you guys had a wonderful weekend. And I feel like Mondays get a bad rap all the time because it's the start of the work week, the weekend's over, time for fun and relaxation is over. It's time to get back to work. And I feel like we Mondays just get a bad rap because we look at it that way, but really we can look at it like a fresh start. Okay, it's a brand new week. I get to do my job. I get to put forth effort into something, hopefully something that you love. And if you don't love your job, then you get to go out and do something with your time and make money, provide for your family. And whatever you're doing, even if you don't love it, you get to go out and just glorify God through whatever you're doing. It's like a fresh start. It's time to dig deeper into what God can what God has for you, what God can do through you this week. So maybe let's start looking at Mondays as a happier time. Also, Mondays are when Rise and Shine podcasts drop. So that makes it that much better, obviously. Okay. But anyway, I hope that you guys had a great weekend, and I hope that you guys are having a good Monday so far. So today I want to talk about getting into a routine. So it's summertime, for at least where I am. All the schools around me are out on summer break at this point. And I know that's like other places, other states get out a little bit later, like maybe end of June. But for where I am, everybody is on summer break. And for a lot of us, summer break means a change in routine, whether that means your job schedule changes, or that means that maybe your job doesn't change and you have the same work schedule, but you have kids now at home. And so that's going to throw off your daily schedule because your kids aren't going to school, or maybe they're going to camps and the camp starts at a different time or whatever. But I just feel like this is a time of year for a lot of people that can get a little chaotic. And I know that for me personally, I need some sort of routine to be productive. Now, I'm definitely not the type of person that can only function on routine. I'm definitely a pretty flexible person, and I like to go with the flow. I grew up going with the flow. My family was a very go with the flow type family, almost too much, almost too go with the flow, too a little unplanned sometimes. But hey, it taught me how to be super flexible. But I also, if I don't have any sort of structure, I'm the type of person that can get easily distracted. I procrastinate. I've gotten a lot better, but even as a kid, I was like the world's best procrastinator. I don't know if I should say the world's worst or the world's best procrastinator, because I procrastinated so much and then waited till the very end, and then somehow still, bragging a little bit, somehow still did a pretty good job, but it was never as good as it could have been if I had planned for it a little bit better. But so when things get busy, or when our schedules, our days get out of order, or you fall out of your routine, it's easy to get distracted, to procrastinate, or to even fall into bad habits. And the first thing that usually goes out the window when we get a little overwhelmed or get out of order, the first things that go out the window are things like prayer time, spending time with God, reading your Bible, taking care of yourself, just like self care, and productivity. We get so caught up in just rushing from place to place that those things tend to be like, oh, I'll just read my Bible when I get home. And then you get home at like 10 o'clock or whatever. That's late for me, but that's really late for me. But you get home and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm too tired to read the Bible. I'll read it in the morning." And then it just keeps getting pushed back and back because we don't have this structure. So I'm definitely that type of person. I need structure, but can also within that structure, I'm very flexible, if that makes sense. So I don't want this to sound like I believe that every minute of every single day should be planned out and scheduled out, because believe me, I am not. I'm not that way. There are some things where I do have to be that way simply because if I'm not, I won't get anything done. And some people are that way. Some people like to have, I've seen planners, guys, and I had one in college. I've seen planners that are literally every 15 minutes, and some people need that. I needed that for a brief amount of time in college just because I was taking so many classes and had to do so many things. I needed that every 15-minute calendar, but I don't need that anymore. That's not something that I need. So, whichever type of person you are, again, it's still good to have this structure to kind of keep ourselves. It's like the structure itself is an accountability partner for what we need to do throughout the day. Because like I said, I get highly unproductive. I'm super easily distracted. Or you can even get bored if we don't have anything like set to do, you get bored or you get confused. I'm like, okay, what, I need to do this, I need to do that, or like I would love to do this. I've got this project that's on my heart, but I don't know how to get started. And we can get kind of confused and a little anxious about that. So all these things come with falling out of routine or getting out of routine or just never having a routine in general. So, I want to talk about some tips to help you stay on routine this summer. Now, these are not like my morning routine, like this is what I do in the morning. I mean, I can do an episode like that. I've thought about doing an episode like that, but this is just tips on how to stay on your routine, whatever that routine is, whether it's a morning routine, whether it's an evening, whatever. Okay. So grab your coffee, find your comfiest chair, because it's time to rise and shine. Okay. My first tip for you guys is wake up early or wake up at the same time as you normally would in the summer or when you're not in a routine. So I know I said that this wasn't going to be a like, here's my morning routine and this is what time I wake up and da-da. Like it's not, but this tip really, really helps. So waking up early helps you, and like waking up early to me means like it doesn't matter what time you wake up because some people like their days start at different times. So I don't mean that everybody has to wake up at 5, 6 a.m. and that's what early means. Waking up early means that you're waking up and giving yourself enough time to not rush in the morning. That means you're waking up and you're not like you wake up, you brush your teeth, you put on your makeup or whatever, you take a shower, and then you're out the door and that's all you have time for. I mean, you're waking up. You give yourself time to like stretch, like actually be awake. Do everything you need in the morning without rushing. It means giving yourself time to have like like eat breakfast without shoving it in your face if you're a breakfast person. Make your coffee, read your Bible if that's what you do in the morning. Just that means creating a non-rush morning. That's what waking up early. That's what I mean by waking up early. And then that goes hand in hand with wake up at the same time you would normally. Hopefully that would mean the same thing for you. Hopefully that means hopefully you don't rush like in the mornings to go to work. I know a lot of people do. I definitely did for a long time. But what I mean by waking up at the same time, it means even if you don't have work to get to and you're like, oh, well, I could wake up at 10 a.m. and still not be rushed. Well, okay, yes, but then you're throwing off your sleep pattern. So when you do have to get back into that routine, you're constantly teaching your brain to like restart that pattern of sleep. Does that make sense? I'm not a scientist, but like I this is something that's very commonly like talked about is not like shifting your sleep cycle so much to where it's hard to fall asleep when you need to wake up early and then because you slept so much the day before, right? So, if your schedule is different in the summer, it can be tempting to sleep in and get those few extra hours of sleep. But waking up at the same time every day helps you stay on task, and waking up early enough to where you don't feel rushed helps you stay focused. It helps you not stress out about everything that you have to do. It gives you time to think about your day. It gives you time to plan. It gives you time to get everything you need for your routine in place before you even start your routine. So that's the first tip, is wake up early and wake up at the same time every day. Number 2, and this is the biggest one for me personally, because I definitely struggle with this. So I might spend a little bit of time on this one just for myself, talking to myself here. But number 2 is no screen time until, I have written down, until after prayer or after maybe reading your Bible. But really, no screen time really until you kind of get into the swing of your morning routine. I am really bad at this. I have a really bad habit of waking up and still being in bed and checking my email. That is the first thing I usually do. Terrible habit, terrible habit. Then the moment my screen is up, then I maybe like get up and I go to brush my teeth and wash my face because my screen's already on, because my phone's already in my hand. Guess what I do? I will click on a YouTube video or like click on like a show or what, just to have something in the background. And then from then on, it's like I get in this cycle. You get in this like, okay, the TV's on, or okay, YouTube's on. I'm just going to keep hitting next video. And then you get in this like, it can be addictive. It's like an addictive pattern of, okay, what's next? What's the next video? And then before I know it, it's like, oh, it's time for me to get ready to go to work. And I haven't done anything. I'm just like watching, and then maybe I'll like eat breakfast while I'm watching the videos or whatever. But I'm not giving my mind the time to wake up, time to think my own thoughts, time to really, most importantly, spend time in prayer. And honestly, for me, some people like to pray at night, but I like to pray both at night and in the I mean, we should be praying like constantly, right? According to Paul. But praying in the morning, it really, it sets your day. It sets your own, like it kind of gets you in the right mindset of worship first. And it creates this invitation for God to be first in your day. It's like giving the first fruits of your day. Like when you tithe, or in the Bible, when they would bring their offering or their sacrifice, it's like the best of what they have, right? And the morning time is the best of what you have. The morning time is before the distractions, the stresses, the events of the day happen, taking your mind here and there. In the morning, that's before all of those things happen. If you keep your screens off, if you give that time to God. And I have been reading a book, it about writing, like songwriting. I'm trying to get a little bit better in my songwriting. And so I've been reading a book, and he talks about, he's not, it's not like a Christian songwriting book, and I don't think he's a Christian, but he talks about when we do writing activities, or like, because they say that to be a writer, you should write something every day, and it should be the first thing in the morning, because that is when you're most creative. That's when you can like process things the best. That's when you can be more focused, because it's before the day happens, before all those stressful things that take your mind off of the task happens. And so really, I think of it that way, and I need to get so much better at giving God the time, my first minutes of my day, giving God the first, like putting him first in everything that I do in the day, literally putting him first in the day. Something that helps me with that, and I need to like get better at kind of following this, but the setting the screen time limits. So, tip number 2 really is like a tip to stay on routine, but just a tip in like helping you create a worshipful, putting God first. So no screens until after prayer, or until, if it's productivity you need to work on, until a certain time in the day, or until a certain task has been done. So put those screens down. Number 3. Okay. Have a plan. So again, you don't have to plan out every single moment of your day, but knowing what tasks need to be done in your day helps you not get distracted. So whether it's what time you need to drop off your kids, or checking the traffic before you leave the house, or if it's knowing what you're going to have for dinner, just having some sort of plan throughout your day, knowing what tasks need to be done, what project you're going to work on that day, especially if you have multiple projects that you're doing, just knowing what you're going to do that day helps you. I have had days where I've, woken up and said, okay, I know I've got a lot to get done, but I don't know I don't know which one I'm doing today. And then again, I get distracted, and I'll do like half of this. I'm like, oh, well, this one's a little bit more important. So I have this unfinished project. And then I didn't have time to actually finish the one that was more important because I didn't manage my time better. It's super important to have some sort of game plan. It doesn't mean like every moment, but at least a little bit of like, okay, this time should be this time that I do that, and whatever. Sitting at your desk and workspace without knowing what needs to be done can lead to that mindless scrolling that we talked about, that mindless video watching, because you're like, well, I don't really know what I'm going to do today. I'm just going to sit at the computer and see what pops up. And guess what's going to pop up, guys? Pinterest is going to pop up, Facebook, Instagram. That's what's going to pop up. And so you get nothing done because you just, oh, I'll just watch videos, and oh, look at the time. Oh, it's time to do this now, or I've got to go do this, and we run out of time. We People today always complain about, oh, there's just not enough time in the day. There is, but what are you doing with that time? What how are you spending that time? Everybody in the whole history of the entire world has always had 24 hours in the day. But what did they do with that time? And so not having a plan can lead to us getting distracted. Know your priorities too. What is more important today? What needs to get done first? What can wait a little bit? Or what are you most excited about? Sometimes we got to start with the most exciting one to get us in that groove of working. Or sometimes you need to do the tough stuff first and then do the fun stuff, because you know that like, oh, if I start doing this fun project, I'm going to just keep on doing it until I run out of time, and then I don't have enough time for the stuff that is not so fun, right? So however your brain works, and that's up to you, however you work best, but have some sort of game plan going into your day. Number 4, keep your space clean. And by space, I mean whatever, your workspace, your house. If you go to an office, keep your office space clean. If you work from home, sometimes, especially for me, that can be the more distracting place. I work from home half the time. I work in the studio part of the time, but I do projects from home as well. And I will tell you, I can be like messy sometimes. I'm like one of those people that I really like things to be in order and organized and in its place, but I don't always follow through with that desire. Like I really like it bothers me when I don't. Like I bother myself. But it's easy to sit down to a task and then see the mess around you. And then instead of doing the task you need to do, you keep getting distracted by, oh my gosh, my office is a mess. And then you end up cleaning your office. Or, oh my gosh, I've got a huge pile of laundry that I need to do. And then you end up folding laundry. And you should do all those things. You should clean your office. You should fold your laundry. But if you if you are constantly putting that off and then not doing it when at the right time, then you're going to end up doing it in place of your routine, in place of the things that you already had planned because it's like there and it's bothering you. Also, I feel like a clean workspace is just easier to work in. It's easier to be more productive. You can find things a lot better, right? You're not constantly looking for where are my notes on this or where did I put this book or where is this? You can find things, right? So it's more productive. All right, tip number 5, always have something in your day that you look forward to. So, especially if you've got a routine that's full of like stuff that's just boring or stressful or whatever, have something in your routine and make it part of your routine that you look forward to. It could be working out. Maybe you work out in the morning, maybe you work out in the evening. Maybe you like to do a midday workout to break the monotony of your day, whatever. Just put it in your routine if that's what you like to do. Or maybe it's your favorite meal, or maybe you look forward to mealtime because you have you like to cook. Maybe it's reading time or whatever it is. Have something in that routine and place it in a place that will energize you. So if it's, I have to do all the fun stuff at the very end of my day, okay, cool. Put that stuff at the end of your day. Or if it's like, I need it in the middle of the day as a pick me up because I am not going to make it till whatever time you end work unless I have a time to do something that I like, to look something that I look forward to. It's going to re energize me to finish out my day. Having something to look forward to keeps you motivated to stay in your routine and keep you on task. So if it's at a certain place in your routine, and then you're less likely to just skip your routine and then jump into that thing, right? No, you're going to follow it. Okay. Yes, this is in my day. I've got this scheduled in my day and I'm super excited for it, but it's not until this time, so I've got to keep doing this task A, task B, task C before I can get to that fun thing. And after I do task A, task B, task C, then I get to do the fun thing, right? So I hope that made sense, but have something in your day. And I hope that everybody has something in every day that they look forward to, that they love, right? And if not, find something. Find something to put in your days that you enjoy because having going through every day that's joyless, like that's not fun. So find some joy, bring some joy to your days. It doesn't matter how, just find some joy. All right, last tip. And I've kind of given a tip similar to this before, but give yourself space for non-routine events. It's okay and actually healthy to not schedule out every second of your day. Life happens and we have to be flexible and go with the flow. It's okay to have parts of your day where you don't have a routine, where you're just relaxing, where you're chilling, where you don't have anything planned, where you can sit down and watch a little bit of TV, or you can sit down and just be a little bit lazy, right? We need those times to rest and reset. So give yourself space to have those non routine moments. And those non routine moments will be even more special because you're balancing it out with a routine. And also, if it's like something out of your control, you can't control that. You can't beat yourself up like, "Oh my gosh, this thing happened and it wasn't on my schedule today." Well, that's life. Like you have to expect the unexpected things are going to happen. So create time to rest, be lazy, and not have anything scheduled. Okay, guys, those are my tips for staying in some sort of a routine this summer, or even in just any time of the year. If you have a job that isn't very structured, or whatever life has for you, here are some tips to stay in a routine. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. And if you have any tips yourself that you'd like to share, you can share on my Instagram. It's the Rise and Shine podcast. Everything is spelled out. Or you can leave me a voice memo, or you can leave a comment on the Q&A part of the podcast. However you want to share that, just share it. Or if you've tried these tips, which ones have worked for you, which ones didn't work for you, I would just love, love, love to hear from you guys. I hope that you have a very blessed week, and I pray that you find some joy to throw into your week this week. Thank you all so much for listening, and if you enjoyed this episode, please share it with your friends and leave a review. You can also subscribe for new episodes every Monday. If you have any questions or topics you'd like me to discuss, you can send me an email at haylee.riseandshine@gmail.com. That's HAYLEE, and the word "and" is spelled out. Or you can send me a voice message on your podcast app. Simply go to the show or episode page and click on the link that says "Send in a voice message." Now, go out there and shine your light.